Hello, gorgeous soul. Are you ready for a once in a blue moon experience? Because that is what August is bringing us, 2 full moons. And that is what a once in a blue moon means. So we've got this very intense emotional energy, and who we mix with, who we hang out with, what we believe that we want to create, our kind of self that is all about manifesting is right there to guide us through the month. But also the second full moon is in Pisces. It's very emotional. Where are we going spiritually? What does our intuition want to tell us about the next step? What are we really feeling? I don't know if you're an emotional person or not, but either way, expect psychic revelations, a great sense of connection to the whole, and a great idea about where you're going in your future. It's exceptional. Here's your monthly astrology. Hello, gorgeous Pisces. Oh, I'd just like to dedicate this monthly to the lovely chap I met in the Norfolk tea room who recognised me and was very nice to me, because this is all filmed in Norfolk. Anyway, back to all the rest of you Pisces. This month is very intense, and you need all your magical wit and wisdom to be used to conjure what you desire. Firstly, we have the full supermoon in Aquarius. It's a very special moon, and for you, you are so psychic and you can create such magic with that moon. I highly recommend that you think about what magic you want to put out there into the world and what you want to draw towards you, because not only is there a full supermoon, but Mars, the planet of action, is trine Jupiter, the planet of good fortune. There are really important conversations you're having all month about partnerships, whether they're romantic partnerships or whether they are business partnerships or one-to-one friendships. You are craving balance, and you want to feel that you are equal in all your friendships and all your relationships. And actually, you have the courage to fight for that. You know what you're like. You're very empathetic. You tend to merge with people. You can always see what's going on with someone else and their vulnerability. And sometimes that means you don't look after your vulnerability because you are so busy taking care of other people. Even if someone does something wrong to you, you're like, oh, you understand it. You see it as their wound. This month is a time to stand in your power and to allow yourself to fight for your equal share, because we all deserve to be in equal relationships rather than, always being the one that is giving. So allow that vibe to come through, and make sure you do it in the first 2 weeks of the month, because Mercury is going retrograde at the end of the month, and then you could have problems in that area, misunderstandings when it comes to communicating in that area. But certainly this is a time of love in all its many forms for you, and it's a time where you're having revelations about your place in love, and you're able to speak your truth, and you'll be having very interesting conversations. In fact, someone may even declare their feelings for you. Now, of course, Venus is retrograde, going backwards for 6 months, and we're in a bubble in a way of unreality. Perhaps someone from the past pops up, an ex pops up, but you know what? You're a different person now. You're not the same person you were then. Who do you want to be now when interacting with that person, should it be an ex? Could even be an old friend, but perhaps that friendship has passed, and you do not need to indulge people if it's not for you. But even if we go into a new relationship in this time, it can have a sense of illusion. It's a bit like a holiday romance when Venus is retrograde. We never know what's going to end up at the other side. And all of those extraordinary things could happen to you. The other thing you're very focused on this month is sorting out your patterns and habits. And the universe is going, hang on a minute, you've got to stop now. If there's a habit or pattern that isn't healthy for you, something in you is going to go, enough now. And it's really helpful to listen to that. If you want to change a habit, you might as well do it now while the universe is supporting it. Another great day is when Mercury is trine Jupiter, or I just said that, on the 10th, which gives you courage to speak your mind. And also on the 16th, we have the most incredibly unpredictable, exciting, thrilling, somewhat scary new moon in Leo, because it's very much overshadowed by Uranus, the planet of the unpredictable. So we've got the new moon, which actually is saying to you, right, it's time to let go, change patterns, move forward. This is it. You've probably already been working on that energy up until now, but this is boom, let's get on and commit to living our best life and taking care of ourselves. But then we have this Uranus energy bringing in all sorts of information, some of which is going to be thrilling and fabulous. And you may have genius ideas and really you have the confidence to talk about your ideas. But there also might be challenging conversations and realizations, some of which may be about your habits or stuck patterns. So ultimately it's liberating. But I got 5 planets in Pisces and lots of other bits and pieces in Pisces. So I, as you may notice, I feel you, I get you, and I experience you. So I can tell you this because I can relate in my heart. You know, we have to be honest with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We have to be really honest with ourselves about certain things. We cannot just swim around in the ocean and not deal with certain practicalities. So let that new moon help you break through and take responsibility and make transformations. It will be very helpful in that way. Now, we then have this on the 23rd, the sun going into Virgo, which is when the sun's in Virgo, it's your best time for relationships, actually. But with Mercury retrograde, it can make things a little bit challenging because you might not understand what someone's saying to you and they might not understand what you're saying to them when normally you understand each other. Or it takes a while for things to happen. So slow everything down. Don't make any rash decisions, particularly when it comes to intimate relationships. Really think about what you want to do. And you're feeling extremely powerful and frisky when Mars goes into Libra because it's in your primal zone. So you might feel much more passionate than usual, stronger than usual. But one thing to avoid when Mars is in that primal zone is whatever you do, don't get vengeful because you may find a way to get back at someone who's done you wrong, and don't do it. That would be my advice. Allow yourself to, you know, rise above it, clock it, deal with it. You can deal with it in a way that doesn't mean doing something vengeful. Vengeance always comes back on us. It's not healthy. But you will be in your power and your friskiness, and that is good news. Finally, the full moon, super moon, the blue moon, the precious moon is in Pisces on the 31st. That's a peak experience for you. Expect a revelation, expect wonder, expect magic, expect a lot of emotions. You may be laughing, you may be crying, you may be keening to the moon, but do something like, you know, meditate, do a little tarot reading, get together the people that adore you, do a little ritual, do something that connects you to that divine and powerful moon. And whatever you do, write down your dreams because there's some powerful information coming your way. I hope it's a peak experience of wonder and joy. You deserve it. So much love. So why do we at Michele Knight give you a 5-minute, no questions asked guarantee? Well, our psychics are some of the very best in the world. They are handpicked. They have 5 rigorous test readings, the final one with me, and I require very detailed information, things they couldn't possibly know just by looking at Google or social media. We want you to be totally blown away by your reading, to feel that you've chosen a psychic who you can bond with, who gets you and gives you such specific information you feel completely reassured. If this doesn't happen within the first 5 minutes, don't be shy, just put down the phone and your minutes will be topped up or refunded. Your reading should be uplifting, full of clarity and advice, and leave you empowered to make the right decisions for you. We want Michele Knight to be your spiritual home.